Texas versus Deborah O'Brien. Are you Deborah O'Brien?
Yes,
Would you please raise your right hand? You solemnly swear that in these two proceedings, the information and responses you submit will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Thank you. You may put your hand down. Ms. O'Brien, you are charged with 2 cases of DWI with a blood alcohol content of 0.15 or higher. That's commonly called extreme intoxication. Now, before we proceed any further, we're going to set an oral record that is being made by Ms. Diana Guerrero, a court reporter. These will probably be most of the discussion will be repeated in writing, but I want to make a record of it, that you're informed about your constitutional rights and protections. I will refer to 5 in particular. Number 1, you have the right to remain silent in each of these 2 cases. That means you cannot be compelled to make a statement. You don't have to answer questions. You don't have to submit written paperwork that has your signature, especially papers that admit or confess to wrongdoing. That is called the right to remain silent. You understand you have that right in each case.
Yes,
You have the right to a jury trial in each case. That means you and your attorney and the state could select 6 people from a pool of disinterested citizens that would be a jury pool. And from there, you'd select 6 people to hear the entire trials on each of the 2 cases and determine if you are not guilty or whether you are proven guilty beyond reasonable doubt. That's called the right to a jury trial. Do you understand? You understand you have that right?
oh, yes, I'm sorry. I didn't say it very loud.
No problem. You also have the right to confront witnesses. What that means is if you decided to go to trial, the state would have to prove each case individually beyond reasonable doubt, and they would have to present testimony, witnesses to do so. You and your attorney would have the right to cross-examine, question, or challenge any witness who would testify. That's called the right to confront witnesses. You understand you have that right?
Yes,
You have the right to an appeal. When all is said and done and the cases are over, you and your attorney, or individually or together, could demand that a higher court review the entire record and the evidence in each case. You'd have to follow technical rules that include time limitations, form and substance of the documents that you'd have to submit. But that is a right to appeal. You understand you have that right in both cases.
yes,
You also have the right in each case to demand that the hearing, this proceeding, be held in the open public courtroom. That hearing in the public courtroom is not being done right now because of the COVID pandemic. But to proceed, you had to review and sign a document that says that you consent to conducting these hearings by video conference on each of the 2 cases. Did you review such a document and approve it?
yes,
Now, there's also several other documents that have been signed by you. Did you review them with the assistance and counsel of your attorney for each case?
yes, I did.
All right. Ms. Zavell, did you assist and counsel Ms. O'Brien on each of the 2 cases on all the documents that have been signed that are being made part of this record?
I did, Your Honor.
Did you sign an affirmation on each case declaring that the state has complied with Article 39.14 Texas Code of Criminal Procedure in reference to discovery?
I did sign those today, Your Honor, yes.
All right, thank you. Now, Ms. O'Brien, in each case, you have reviewed a document titled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions. In there, besides identifying you, it talks about the individual cases or individual case on each of the 2 cases. It talks about the charge that you have. It talks about, in writing, repeats the discussion about the rights and protections that you have that have been afforded to you and reminded you of them. It had an area in there that had 15 numbered declarations or paragraphs. Do you know which document I'm referring to?
Which case, which case?
On each one, there's a document called Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Courts Admonitions. It's got, each one has a section in it. It's got 15 numbered paragraphs or sections. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm, of the paperwork that I filled out yesterday?
I presume it was yesterday.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Did you understand what you signed?
Yes,
Okay. Now, in there, one of the things it reminds you of, which I remind you on the record, it reminds you that the deal that you have made or has been made for you with the state is not binding on me as a judge. As a judge, I have the authority and responsibility to review and decide whether I approve your plea bargain or I reject it. I also have the authority to give you any punishment within the proper range of punishment for the charges to which you are pleading. If I reject your plea bargain, or if I give you a punishment within the proper range but greater than what you agreed, then the law would allow you to start all over again, and nothing that you said or anything that you signed would be used against you. Is that understood?
yes,
All right. Now, you also have for each case a plea bargain agreement. Now, is this going to be a straight probation, Rose, or is this going to be deferred, or what's it going to be?
It's a straight probation on both cases, Your Honor.
All right. And the plea will be no contest?
Correct, Your Honor, in both cases.
Okay. Ms. O'Brien, you have applied for probation. When you made the application, you signed it. Did you know and understand what you were telling me when you signed that application?
yes,
All right. You know and understand that probation is a written, legal, binding agreement between you and this court. And the essence of it is that upon accepting your plea and being convicted, the court will punish you by usually basically a fine and essentially jail sentence. But the jail sentence will be probated, or so long as you live up to 100% of the conditions of supervision. If you fail or refuse to live up to all of the conditions, 100%, then the state may ask me to give you official notice, bring you in for a hearing. And at that point, if the evidence is sufficient, in my opinion, then I can revoke the probation and send you to jail. Is that clear, ma'am?
yes,
All right. So in case number 615-806, oh, pardon me, state you have motions, is that correct?
Yes, Judge, on both of these cases, we would move to waive the extreme intoxication enhancement.
We have no objections, Your Honor.
Okay, there being no objections, the court grants the motion. You're no longer charged with extreme intoxication. You're now charged with DWI misdemeanor B, or also known as DWI first. But be aware, if you get another one, it'll be considered a third, and you'll be looking at felony charges. Is that clear?
I don't drive no more.
Very good. Just so you understand what you're looking at.
I don't care to ever drive again.
All righty. So then the court has granted you the motion. You are now charged with DWI first or DWI misdemeanor B on each case. To each case, case number 615-806, what is your plea, ma'am?
No
Guilty, not
contest.
guilty, or no
Oh.
contest?
Yes,
I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
from
The
me?
court- Yes, ma'am. Is it
No
guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
All right. To case number 629939, what is your plea, ma'am?
No contest.
All right. The court finds that, by the way, a no contest plea is considered a guilty plea and is sufficient for me to convict you. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. Based on your plea and the evidence, I find that you are guilty. What is the agreement on the punishment, ladies?
Judge, the agreement in this case, they're both the same and it's to run concurrent.
Right.
Agreement is a $500 probated fine plus court costs, 180 days Bexar County Jail probated over 18 months, 72 community service hours, DWI intervention, the victim impact panel live, the TAP evaluation, ignition interlock for half the term.
That is the agreement, Your Honor. The only issue is, as my client stated, she does not drive. The court had a hearing concerning her second DWI and the fact that she didn't drive and there was no ignition interlock. The court's had her on antabuse for the last 8 or 9 months approximately. And I did bring that to Ms. Pollard's attention earlier today that my client doesn't drive. She doesn't have a car, so ignition interlock would be an issue. And she told me just to bring it up with the court at this time. And concerning the antabuse, Judge, my client has been taking it for 8 or 9 months, but she has been getting ill lately while taking it. So I don't know if the court would consider placing her on portable handheld device while on probation.
Okay, before I proceed, Ms. O'Brien, how are you supported? What is your total income of whatever sort?
My income is, I'm not real good with math, but every 2 weeks, after taxes, about $750, every 2 weeks, my paycheck.
Okay.
May I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm paying an awful lot of money for someone to pick me up at work Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to take me to go get that pill. I'm paying a lot of money and the pill, and I've had nothing but problems with it. I can't do it anymore, but I will do anything else.
Okay. All right, I accept your plea of no contest on each one and find you guilty. I assess a concurrent punishment, $500 fine, fully probated. That means if you live up to 100% of the conditions, you will not have to pay that 500. If you violate the conditions and we have a hearing, I can revoke your probation, which includes revoking the $500 fine. You could go to jail and you could also have to pay the 500. But as of right now, your attorney has gotten you a very good deal. You are sentenced to 180 days Bexar County Jail, suspended and probated for 18 months. You will perform 72 hours of community service restitution. You will do the DWI intervention program. You'll have to participate in and complete the victim impact panel live. You'll have to submit to a TAP evaluation and whatever the recommendations are. You'll have ignition interlock for 1/2 the term, which is 9 months. However, are you telling me under oath at this time on the record that you do not have a car anymore?
I do.
What happened to your car that you were arrested in?
It was totaled and I haven't had a car since. I don't have a driver's license. I think it's another year before I could even get a driver's license. I don't miss it at all driving. I live close to work. I have a ride to work. I take the bus home. I I don't deserve to be driving or be on the roads, and I don't think I'll have a car ever. I have no intentions of getting a driver's license back or a car. I'm okay with it.
All right, for 9 continuous months, then I'm gonna have you on the portable alcohol monitor.
Okay, thank you.
I will remove abuse as a condition. But I need you to understand one thing, man. If you get to drinking, because during the entire 18 months, you're not to drink 1 drop, nada. If you get caught drinking, if the portable monitor says you're drinking, we'll have a hearing. And if so, you'll be looking at some tough times. Is that understood?
Understood.
All right. I'm going to order that you pay a minimum $25 a month as supervisory fee. Any
Okay.
questions, Ms. O'Brien?
Just on this, I understand the $25 a month, but who does that go to?
That's going to be through the probation office. You're going to meet shortly with a lady by the name of Maricela Luna. She'll
Okay.
be meeting with you and telling you how to get on with the probation and everything. Don't leave this meeting until we've got her on to meet with you.
Okay.
All right. Now, you are very fortunate that with as much trouble as you had with drinking and driving, that you never killed somebody.
I know.
If somebody drinks and kills themselves, well, you know, people say, well, poor thing. But when you kill an innocent person, that don't go very far. So, hopefully you've learned your lesson. I'm hearing that you're not going to drive anymore. I hope you don't do that. If you're going to drive at all, I hope you don't drink at all. Never. Any other question, ma'am?
No, sir. I've learned my lesson.
Good. By the way, the probation office will read to you your conditions, and then you're going to sign them, and then they're going to put a copy in your hands. So you will know exactly what to do and what not to do. Ms. Zabel, any questions?
No, Your Honor.
And Ms. Pollard, any questions?
Nothing from the state, Judge.